What if I told you there was a hockey player who wasn't the fastest or the strongest, but still dominated the game like no one else? A player who didn't rely on power, but instead saw the game in a way no one else could, breaking records that still stand today. His name is Wayne Gretzky, and he changed hockey forever. Most great athletes are known for their speed, strength, or powerful shots. But Gretzky's greatest weapon wasn't physical, it was his mind. He could see plays develop before they happened, always knowing where the puck would go next. His ability to anticipate every move made him nearly impossible to stop. Despite being smaller than most players, he outplayed everyone simply by thinking faster. He broke scoring records year after year, achieving things that no one thought possible. Even today, his records remain untouched, proving why he is still called the Great One. If you're already thinking this sounds incredible, make sure to like and subscribe. You won't want to miss the full story of how Wayne Gretzky became the greatest to ever play the game. To find out how Wayne Gretzky became the greatest hockey player of all time, we need to go back to Brantford, Ontario, where it all started. As a kid, he wasn't the biggest, the fastest, or the strongest. In fact, many doubted if he could ever make it to the NHL because of his small size. But Gretzky had something no one else did: his mind. He saw the game differently, always thinking one step ahead of everyone else. From a young age, he practiced endlessly on a backyard rink his dad built, learning how to control the puck and predict every play before it happened. But even with all his talent, scouts and coaches questioned whether he was tough enough for professional hockey. They thought the NHL was a league for bigger, stronger players. But Gretzky didn't need size. He had skill, vision, and determination. And soon, he would prove everyone wrong. By the time Wayne Gretzky reached his teenage years, his talent was undeniable. He had outgrown youth hockey, and it was time for a bigger challenge. At just 14 years old, he moved away from home to play junior hockey in Toronto, competing against players much older and stronger than him. It wasn't easy. He was still small, and the physical play at this level was rougher than anything he had faced before. But as always, Wayne relied on his mind rather than his size. He didn't try to outmuscle opponents, he simply outplayed them. At 16, he joined the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds in the Ontario Hockey League. This was when he started wearing the now iconic number 99. He originally wanted 9 like his idol, Gordie Howe, but it was already taken. His coach suggested doubling it, and from that moment, 99 became part of hockey history. Even as he dominated junior hockey, many still questioned if he could make it in professional leagues. But Wayne wasn't going to wait to prove them wrong. At just 17, he made the jump to the WHA, signing with the Indianapolis Racers. The WHA was a rival league to the NHL, known for its fast-paced style and offensive play. It didn't take long for Wayne to make an impression, but the Racers were struggling financially and had to trade him after just 8 games. That's when the Edmonton Oilers took a chance on him. In Edmonton, Gretzky continued to shine. In his first season, he put up 137 points in 79 games, showing the world that he was ready for the big stage. But just as he was getting comfortable, the WHA folded, and teams were either shut down or absorbed into the NHL. The Oilers became part of the NHL, and at 18 years old, Gretzky was now facing the best players in the world. Many still doubted if he could handle it. The NHL was faster, tougher, and more physical than the WHA. Some thought Gretzky was too small to last. But just like before, he proved them wrong. In his first NHL season, he tied for the most points in the league with 137, winning his first Hart Trophy as the NHL's MVP. The skeptics had no choice but to accept it. Wayne Gretzky wasn't just good. He was about to change hockey forever. In his first full season, he put up 164 points, breaking the record for most points by a teenager in the NHL. The next year, he shattered the single-season points record with 212 points, a mark no one in NHL history had ever reached before. But the most shocking part? He would top 200 points 4 more times in his career, something no other player has ever done. His ability to score was unmatched, But what made him even more dangerous was his passing. He wasn't just a goal scorer, he was a playmaker in every sense of the word. Gretzky had an almost supernatural ability to see plays develop before anyone else. While other players focused on the puck, he focused on where it was going to be, making passes that seemed impossible and setting up teammates for easy goals. He didn't just score, he made everyone around him better. One of his most famous moments came in 1981 when he broke a record that had stood for decades. Before Gretzky, the fastest any player had ever scored 50 goals in a season was in 50 games. That record was legendary, held by some of the greatest goal scorers in NHL history. But Gretzky didn't just break it, he smashed it. By the time he reached 50 goals, he had only played 39 games, achieving the milestone with a legendary 5-goal performance in a single game, leaving the hockey world stunned. In the 1985-86 season, Gretzky put up an astonishing 215 points, a record that still stands today. He recorded 163 assists that season alone, which would have still made him the league's top scorer. At this point, Gretzky was operating on a completely different level from everyone else. His dominance extended beyond individual records. The Edmonton Oilers, with Gretzky leading the way, became an unstoppable force. They won their first Stanley Cup in 1984 and, over the next 5 seasons, captured 4 more championships, solidifying their place as one of the greatest dynasties in hockey history. What made Gretzky so difficult to defend was that there was no way to predict what he would do. Defenders couldn't hit him because he was always a step ahead. Goalies couldn't stop him because he could score from anywhere. He perfected a move that would later be called Gretzky's office, a spot behind the net where he would wait, looking for an open teammate or the perfect moment to strike. It was impossible to defend because no one had ever played the game that way before. The records kept piling up. He scored 92 goals in a single season, another record that still stands today. He became the fastest player to reach 500 career goals, doing it in just 575 games. He would go on to set the all-time records for goals, 894, assists, 1,963, and total points, 2,857, numbers that may never be broken. By the mid-1980s, it was clear Wayne Gretzky wasn't just the best player in hockey. He was changing the way the game was played. He proved that vision, skill, and intelligence could be just as powerful as speed and strength. His dominance wasn't just about numbers, it was about how he played the game. He wasn't bigger or stronger than his opponents, but he was always thinking 2, 3, or even 4 steps ahead. He could control the pace of play, dictating every move on the ice. He turned hockey into an art form, and the rest of the league was forced to try and catch up. The records he set were once thought impossible, but he made them look easy. And as his career continued, the hockey world realized they were witnessing something special, something that might never happen again. Wayne Gretzky's dominance in the regular season was unmatched, but it was in the playoffs where his legacy truly began to take shape. After years of putting up jaw-dropping numbers, it was time for Gretzky to lead the Edmonton Oilers to a championship, and he did not disappoint. In 1984, the Oilers, with Gretzky at the helm, captured their first Stanley Cup. The team had already proven themselves as one of the best in the league, but this was the moment they proved they could win it all. Gretzky was instrumental in the victory, playing an unforgettable series against the Boston Bruins in the finals. He scored key goals and racked up assists, cementing his place as not just a star, but a leader who could carry his team through the toughest moments. In 1985, he scored 2 goals in the final game of the Stanley Cup Finals, pushing the Oilers to victory and adding another championship to his resume. The following year, in 1987, he delivered one of the most iconic goals of his career in the finals against the Philadelphia Flyers, a diving goal that helped secure the cup and was a perfect example of his clutch ability. But Gretzky's impact goes beyond numbers. He revolutionized the game, showing that hockey wasn't just about size and speed. It was about intelligence, creativity, and playmaking. He inspired countless players who grew up watching him, shaping how the next generation of stars approached the game. His ability to think 2 steps ahead changed the way players trained and played the game, making him the blueprint for future generations. When Gretzky retired in 1999, he was more than just a hockey player. He was an icon. He was inducted into the NHL Hall of Fame that same year, with the league even retiring his number 99 across all teams, a testament to his unparalleled greatness. To this day, Wayne Gretzky is known as the Great One, a title earned through his unmatched skills, leadership, and influence on the game he helped transform. If you enjoyed learning about Wayne Gretzky's legendary career, be sure to hit like and subscribe to stay updated with more amazing stories. And leave a comment below, letting us know which part of his journey inspired you the most.